Hi, my name's Kate. I'm here to do a interview in regards to Toastmasters and our local club. I am today interviewing Matt.
G'day, g'day.
Hi, Matt. First of all, I'd just like to ask a few questions. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. My first question I have for you is, why did you join Toastmasters?
Well, initially I joined because I always liked the idea of being able to tell stories out loud, but I wasn't sure if that was a good enough reason to join. So what really pushed me over the edge was I got a job as a manager, and I didn't necessarily feel confident because a lot of my staff and volunteers were older than me. I was the youngest one in the room, and so I didn't feel confident. So I joined Toastmaster because some friends of mine told me that it was a great way to build your confidence.
Wonderful. How did you hear about Toastmasters?
Oh, so like I said, I had some friends. My partner at the time, she had a speech impediment, and so she joined Toastmasters so that she could learn to speak confidently with that. And so she absolutely loved it. She told me all about it, and because she was singing its praises, I figured, well, I might as well give it a go.
Okay, so it fits lots of different people for lots of different reasons.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's fantastic. All right. What do you enjoy about Toastmasters? Because it's every fortnight that we have our meetings, and what do you enjoy? What keeps you coming back?
Well, I'm a bit of a nerd. I definitely love learning. I love the educational aspect. But honestly, you'd be surprised how often, like, I think because people hear that it's a meeting, you think it's like an AA meeting. It's like, hi, my name is, how you doing? You think it's very dry. But I swear I laugh every single time. It's laugh out loud, fun every time gathering up because we're all friends at the end of the day.
Mm.
We're all there learning together. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So very supportive. Everyone
Oh,
wants to.
absolutely. It's
ev-
it's it's not a it's not about making people feel scared or it's some people are nervous. They got stage fright, so we're just laughing about it, saying, "Hey, we'll get better together."
Absolutely. So it's a team environment. It's wonderful.
Hmm.
Okay. So what do you find challenging about Toastmasters?
Well, because it is a learning environment, I find that it's it's definitely challenging. It's confronting to have to push yourself, and I guess in a way it's a good thing because I wouldn't want to step out of my comfort zone, and that's kind of the whole point. The reason people are bad at public speaking is because they don't want to do it. It's scary. So in a way, because it's that group environment, you have friends going, "Hey, I reckon you could do this. I reckon you could stand in front of a camera. I reckon you could do a Q&A session." And in the back of my mind, obviously, there's a little voice saying, "No, no, don't do it. It's scary. That's dangerous." The whole point is that it's about sort of pushing you gently towards that comfort zone, and when you're ready, you can give it a go. And it's usually not as scary as you thought, but even if you do make those mistakes, we're all learning together.
Absolutely. And it's a bit like that saying, if you don't step out of your comfort zone, you're never gonna try anything in your life. It's always gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Same old, same old.
Yeah, I'd rather I'd rather be uncomfortable in learning something than comfortable and stagnant.
Absolutely. So I guess we've sort of brushed over this a little bit, but how has Toastmasters helped you in your daily life, jobs, going for jobs? What have you learnt that's going to help you in your daily life and in those areas?
Well, for one thing, like I have chronic anxiety. I
Hmm.
deal with that all the time. But one of the things I've learned from Toastmasters is that it's not about hiding from that. It's about learning the techniques to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. And as for jobs, like even though I joined this because I was a manager and I was learning for that happened right at the start of COVID. I lost that job, and I can tell you, I guarantee you, the only reason why I'm as good at job interviews as I am is because of table topics and the impromptu speaking skills that you learn at Toastmasters.
Absolutely. Yeah. The impromptu speaking is very, very helpful, even in social situations as well.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, COVID, that's not only did that hurt jobs, but it also meant that people were at home all the time. I think a lot of people, in a way, forgot how to socialize and talk off the cuff. They feel like everything needs to be as it is on the Zoom meeting. It feels like everything's being recorded, but it
Stage managed.
exactly. So you need to feel like get that freedom to learn how to speak off the cuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. So, did you have a background in um, in involved within public speaking?
Oh, no, 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 no. I was, I think my first job was like maintenance officer, basically the guy running the gardens. And like, I had ideas of maybe being a teacher, but the idea of being up on, you're basically on stage when you're in a classroom. So even that was a bit frightening. So, no, until I got into that management role, like you don't even think of it as being a public speaking role, but it is. You have to talk to a whole bunch of people yourself.
Yes.
So no, it wasn't until I started going to Toastmasters that I realized how much it affects your life.
And I find it interesting that even though we think that we're not doing public speaking, in a lot of ways we're doing public speaking every single day.
Mm,
We're in conversation with somebody, and
yeah,
it seems to just teach us how to better put our messages across, put our point of view across in a way that people might understand better, or we may have a better argument with when we're talking to somebody. It's quite interesting where that speaking notion actually comes out into play, I find.
yeah. Because like I said, I first wanted to join because of storytelling, and I didn't think that was enough. But then you realize that public speaking skills, you don't necessarily need to want to be a politician to learn public speaking skills. Like if you're standing in a bar and talking to more than one person at a time, those skills are public speaking skills,
Absolutely.
even though you're just using them conversationally. So it's surprising how far reaching these skills get you.
Absolutely. And when you're talking to someone that you don't know,
Mm.
even that is a skill that you learn at Toastmasters.
Yeah, I mean, even learning body language, things like that. So picking up on the cues, social
Yeah.
cues. Yeah,
And everybody does those things like body gestures, social cues, physical disability, and all those sorts of. Everyone's got their different ways of putting across their body gestures and their hand gestures,
exactly,
and
exactly.
it's just learning everyone's different ways. It's quite a ride.
Yeah.
The last question I have for you today, Matt, is what advice would you give to anyone who wants to improve their confidence and public speaking skills?
Well, practice makes perfect. That's what everyone says. Practice makes perfect, and it's very true. Anything you're doing, even something as simple as walking, the more you do it, the more you learn. And the best forum I've found to practice public speaking, unless you want to get 1,000 evil YouTube comments, or unless you want to stand on a street corner and start preaching, the best way to practice public speaking is at Toastmasters.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. The more you do it, the better you get. And I think from from what I have learnt as well with Toastmasters is initially you might be scared of it, but I think if you're scared or anxious of something, it's because you want to do it well.
Mm,
So
yeah.
it's not necessarily you're scared of it, you're just putting so much pressure on wanting to do it well. And we're never going to get anything perfect,
Mm,
but to be in a supportive environment where we can learn those skills, it's pretty invaluable.
yeah. Fear is a sign that you care.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, fear is not something to be feared of.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I definitely learned at Toastmasters is that fear isn't about, like, bravery isn't about being fearless. It's about having fear and learning to deal.
Absolutely. Having to deal with it. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Matt. It's been great speaking to you.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be less fun if I didn't have the confidence to publicly speak. But thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.